Over the past 8.5, 9 years, I have been undergoing a massive transformation and healing. And if you don't know me, my name is Azur. My friends call me Blue, and I'm a nurse and a transformation healer for women. I help you to heal your inner wounds so you can unlock your desires, love, luck, abundance, money. And I wanted to talk to you today about a part of myself that I have had to heal that has helped me to unlock joy, peace, rest, okay, abundance myself. And that is the shadow of the jealousy wound. Now, if you don't know, your shadow self are parts of yourself that they could be positive or negative. They're not inherently bad, but they're parts of yourself that you repress or reject, right? So for me, I wanted to share with you the story of how I healed this jealousy wound surrounding it wasn't just Beyoncé, but with the Cowboy Carter tour, it's our May 2025 Cowboy Carter tour is in a full effect, and so I wanted to discuss this, and perhaps it'll help you, my story. So, I have been a fan of Beyonce since I was 14. My very first job was at Burger King, and my very first paycheck, I remember it was like $14.55. I used it to buy a Destiny's Child CD. Okay, I grew up with Beyonce, and I loved all the girls, by the way. But it felt like I was like holding gold. It felt like, and just over the years, watching her evolve, and grow has been such a joy. And just her songs actually are incredibly powerful. They're potent. They helped to heal parts of myself when I was lonely, afraid, depressed, right? When I needed empowerment, especially in Renaissance. That one really sticks out to me. I was going through a super tough time, but so I realized though, and this really happened in the past couple years, that although I loved and adored her, I would have these thoughts come up and these feelings come up. For example, oh, she's a billionaire. She doesn't care about you. You know what I mean? She, she thinks she's better than everyone else. And honestly, it was hard to hold those thoughts when I would see her, perform songs like Who Runs the World Girls and like Flawless, like all these empowering songs. And I would see her donate and I would see her. It was kind of hard to hold that. And I realized through all of this healing, first of all, I will say that the deep shadow work, I didn't even really know what the shadow was until the last 2 years of my transformation and healing. But I realized that I had some jealousy that was coming up. And, here's what I uncovered once I finally decided to be vulnerable enough to say, okay, I'm jealous of her. Ugh. Even saying that, oh my God, I was like, oh my goodness. But that's the shadow. You want to reject it. Okay. First, I had to be kind to myself and say, you know what? We are human. We are human beings, literally being. We have human tendencies. All of us do. And so I had to heal that part of myself that wanted to punish myself for that jealousy. But let me tell you something. Jealousy, I appreciate it because it's a signal for something. And what that signal is, it's telling you that you don't believe that you can have what that person has. And this is for everyone. I realized that because I was taught to be seen and not heard, because I was taught, especially growing up a Christian, to be subservient to men, because I was taught to overgive and overplease and go to work, go to college, go to work, do the job, overgive there, overgive in my relationships, serve men, serve everyone, make sure that I was Miss Nice Girl. Okay, I grew up, I had abandonment wounds, from being given up for adoption. I had childhood abuse wounds. When you grow up in a house where you're taught that your needs are very last, right? And when your safety depends on a yes, you are going to want to show up as what everyone else wants so they accept you. Okay? This is also some anxious attachment. But so realizing this during my time of healing, I said, okay, did the work on forgiving myself for the jealousy wound. Okay. Then I had to go and say, hey, what is this telling me? Okay, I don't believe that I could do what she's doing. I don't believe that I could stand in my boldness and my confidence. I don't think that I could have boundaries. I don't think that I get to live a life where I get to pour into my creativity. I don't get to express myself fully. I had to hold back parts of myself. I'm afraid of being seen. I'm afraid that external validation was a huge, oh my God. Like Beyoncé, she has all these followers. She has the money, the fame. I realized too, I didn't feel like I was worthy unless I had money, unless I had numbers, followers, likes. But here's what I now know. It is my divine birthright, and yours too, just simply because I exist, to have what I desire. It is my divine birthright because I am royalty. I'm royalty without money, without fame. I realized that I was projecting jealousy out because I didn't feel worthy inside of myself first. And this is key. You have to realize that the universe will only give you what you give yourself, because unlike religion and Christianity, all of these systems, not just Christianity, they teach us that, God is a God who will punish you if you don't do the right thing, and it will control you, and like, no, you have to move this way. Here's the thing. You have control over your life. The universe does not control you. The universe gives you and supports you because you're co-creator with the creator. You're actually captain. And that's the thing. Like, I had to realize, especially leaving Christianity, that I'm actually, and this is very scary, I'm actually the captain of my life. This is very triggering. Wait, you mean like there's not a God in the sky that's controlling me? No. I had to rely on myself. I had to go within and heal those inner wounds so that the mirror that was reflected out to me, the universe, right? The universe gives you what you feel. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel protected. I didn't feel free. I didn't feel like I could show up. So that's what was projected out to me. Toxic relationships, toxic jobs, abuse, until I learned to love myself deeply, to understand that I'm worthy, whether or not I go to a job and get money or not. Okay? No, I'm not. I'm worthy now. I'm worthy sleeping on couches, learning how to get paid to exist. Okay? When I was at a hotel, like trying to start my own business, and like, the money was draining from my account, I was still worthy. I felt shameful, but I was still worthy. I am always worthy, and so are you. And so healing the jealousy wound helped me to see what I was neglecting, abandoning in myself, because I was abandoned as a child. And this is a lot of inner child work too. I sought relationships and they abandoned me. It was a constant mirror, I'm telling you. So here's the truth too. Beyoncé showing up, actually, this makes me so emotional. Beyoncé showing up actually gives me permission to show up. And Beyoncé has empowered women, all people honestly, to show up for themselves, to stand in their power, to empower themselves. She's not just a performer, she's an activist, right? And she's just like she's a goddess, so am I. I'm worthy too. I'm worthy. Queen Bee. I'm Queen Azure. I'm Queen Blue, right? When you step into a room, your light doesn't blind others. It illuminates them. It lets them know, oh wait, I can do that too. But what happens is because we don't heal our inner wounds, we get triggered, right? And this, I'm saying this in so much kindness because I know what it's like to be grasping for abundance and prosperity and rest and feeling like, oh, this person can have it, but I can't, but you can. And this is why I do the work that I do. Okay? Because you are worthy. Every single person on this planet is worthy. We have just not stepped into the highest versions of ourselves to see it. Some of us. All right? And if you are a powerful, high achieving woman, that you all are, but like me, maybe you've made the money and you've done the hustle, you've done the grind, but there's still something missing. If you feel like there could possibly be some inner wounds, right? If you feel like you don't have fulfilling relationships, if you feel like the work that you do is not aligned to you, but you don't know what to do, the first step is healing yourself and discovering. When I started out 9 years ago healing, I didn't know I was going to uncover all of this trauma. Okay? All of this, I had no idea, but I started with one breadcrumb. Okay? I asked myself, what is missing? I was fine. I was working a job, fine. I was going to church, fine. I was like, oh yeah, like I'm doing the right things. But I'm still missing something. You're allowed, as a divine daughter of Creator, God, Source, Universe, to have more. You can always have more. And so if you need help with this, I invite you to my course, She Who Heals Herself. This is going to activate your inner healer. All right. This is going to help you to bring those wounds to the surface. And I'm going to show you how you can manage that, how you can get started. And what happens is this unveiling begins to happen as you pull. I'm a nurse. When we have someone who comes in with a wound and it's covered, how can I know how to heal that wound unless I uncover it? How can I know the dressings and supplies unless I uncover it, right? So click the link in the description. And I also invite you to follow me on Instagram at Azure the Healer, or my astrology or my manifesting channel is blue as well. And thank you so much for watching. I pray that this has helped you. Bye.